Everyone, I am here in Medellin, and as before, like I told you, and I promise, I'm going to show you some digital nomads around the world. Just teach you and show you what they do. So first off, let us begin with, what is your name?
Marie.
Marie.
Marie. In French, Marie.
Marie.
But that's the problem. No one can say it.
No,
so you
is that
say Marie. It's easier.
Marie.
Yeah.
Well, enchanté. And so you're from France, huh?
Yes.
Next person up, and let me ask you first of all, man, what is your name?
Okay, my name is Diego.
And Diego, where are you from, man?
From Brazil.
Could you tell me what your name is, friend?
Hello, my name is Nelson Arturo.
And where in Colombia are you from?
I'm from the south of Colombia, a city called Pasto Nariño, near from Ecuador, near from the border of Ecuador.
I'm kind of curious to know, since people know that you're a digital nomad, is what kind of work did you do before you became a digital nomad?
Okay, I did like a lot of jobs, and I think I had a very typical, 9 to 5 job. So as a newly grad, I did like lots of like small jobs just to survive, like this.
Like what?
Like working as a promoter for clubs in London. Then I was selling fridge for like restaurant.
That's cool.
Then what did I do? Like working in different like small shops, like clothing shops, taking care of children. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so yeah, the list a little long. I can say I started in the Brazilian army. So I went to the army for a little more than a year. Then I decided to change careers. I went to communications, and then I worked in a few advertising agents until I started working with tourism. So I was working the Brazilian Tourism Board, and I was an adventure and ecotourism analyst there. And finally, at a few years in the tourism board, I started working for an international organization called ATTA, Adventure Travel World. No, sorry. I started working. You can cut this part, but I started working for the Adventure Travel Trade Association, and this organization is fully remote since 2012. So it's been a while since they are remote, and I started working from home. It was back in 2017, and then at some point I was like, I want to travel. Like if I can work from home, I can work from anywhere. So at some point I just returned my apartment. I didn't have a lease anymore, so I could be free and use all the money that I was putting to rent. I was putting into my trips.
Nice. So
I worked especially in the universities as university professor, but that was very stress for me. Was a very bad pain. Is correct, and a lot of work, and so yo duraba muy poco.
You didn't last long.
For un tiempo muy pequeño.
Yeah, you were there just a short time as a professor.
I'm not a good worker. I'm good directive, but worker is not for me.
Well, thank you for sharing that. Next question for you is, out of all the places you could go in the world, what brought you to Medellin? What is it about this city or this country that you said, let me explore there? Where did you get the idea from?
I've heard a lot about Medellin before. I had lots of friends, digital nomad, who told me it was their favorite city. Colombia was their favorite country.
Really? Okay.
And for me, like Colombia has been on my list for like a long time. And I visited like so many countries in South America, and Colombia was still like a question mark. And I was like, okay, I need to go there. So yeah, that's why like this year we decided, okay, let's go there for a few months. And yeah, I was very curious to see how the city is, how it works, what people think about it, and that's why I'm here.
What made you come to Medellin?
Okay, I guess like it was always a place, a country we wanted to come. My wife and I haven't been to Colombia before. And for me, I pretty much covered all South America already besides Colombia. So it was like always on my mind. And finally, like after a lot of difficult months during the pandemic, it was hard to travel outside internationally. So we had like finally this opportunity, the first travel of the first travel of 2022, we were like, okay, let's go to Colombia. She also loves Colombia, so I wanted to come. We decided, we came first to Cartagena, and now we're here in Medellin for 1 month.
Nice.
That's an excellent question. That's because here in Medellin, in my YouTube channel, people call me every day, all days. Patients call me and write me every day. Where are you from? Medellin, panic attack. Yes, I have panic attack. It's very terrible. All days, almost all day. Here in Medellin is a city panicogénica, panicogénico. I don't know how to say panicogénico in English. O sea, que origina pánico.
It's a city
Que causa pánico.
It's a city that creates panic within you.
The city creates panic disorder in person because here in Medellin is a city very competitive, especially in the social.
People, when they think of a digital nomad like yourself and that you're traveling, that's all they think of, and they just love it, but they don't think about maybe there's cons about being a digital nomad. And I was kind of curious to know, because I feel like people know the good stuff, is what would you say is some of the hardest things about being a digital nomad that people may not think about or realize?
I mean, I think, you know, when people look at an entrepreneur, someone who started their business, they might think like, oh, like she's got a good life, like she's working for herself and she's making money and she can travel around the world. It's not that easy. Like the truth actually is that even though I started my business, I never stopped working on the side. I always had like a side job, something like really small, but just to make sure that every month I have an income, because otherwise you just working 1 month you're gonna have a client, the other month you don't have a client. It is super stressful. And having your own business, I mean, I love it and I will not go back. Like I did it actually 2 years ago, like the beginning of the pandemic. I had to take another job and I hated it. Like it was the first time I was working for someone again with like set hours and all that. That made me appreciate even more like what I have now. But yeah, like people need to understand that it's super stressful when you have your own business because you never disconnect. You know, it's not like I go home at 5 and then I switch off and whatever happens to the company is not my responsibility. It's like you're always connected. I was thinking maybe I should do this, maybe I should do that and all that. So like this is very stressful, and I'm working on the side as well. So yeah, the positive thing I think is having that freedom of, you know, like it's Monday, we're having this, like I can take a break to do this. I can decide, you know, if I'm more productive in the morning, I work in the morning. If I'm more productive at night, I work at night. So deciding when to work for me is like a huge bonus. Then the ability to choose your office view. I mean, like this is amazing. Like, you know,
my office looks just like this too. I have a patio office, and I'm happy like that.
This is amazing. I love to work from here. It's like super green and yeah, I come from France, in the north of France, where it's super cold in the winter, so I can just escape. You know, you can live in different countries, you can meet lots of different people, you can experience different like culture. Like I love this. This is so like rewarding and so like, yeah, you learn so much more. And yeah, I mean it's good, but I think there's like negative things that we need to talk about, like productivity. Something is really hard when you don't have like an office where you go with your colleague. You can feel a little bit lonely. You need to make sure that, you know, you don't have someone behind you who's like, have you done this, have you done that?
Right.
So you need to be like very
like a self-starter or self-motivated.
Yeah, you really have to be disciplined.
Yes.
Discipline is super important.
I think it's like the feeling of not having a base sometimes is hard because it can mess with your routine. I think to master the digital nomad life, you should be able to put a routine in practice no matter where you are. So if you are like independently, if you're in Colombia or in Japan, you should be able to work well from Monday to Friday, but like have your, I don't know, workout routine, also your free time. Sometimes it's not about like go all the time. Otherwise you're gonna go crazy. You need to be like have the same lifestyle you used to have back home. And some places help you to do that easily, easier than others. Sometimes you get to a place that you don't fit really well. It's hard to, for example, go to a co-working or find like a coffee shop that you can work from and have like a quiet time. Or, anyways, you cannot like fit this routine very well in the place you are. So sometimes it's time to move, sometimes it's time to find a different location where you are. But I think this is the hardest, when you are like trying to have your normal life no matter where you are. And I would say also Texas is a bit tricky. Sometimes you are outside many times, you're like depending on visas and stuff, like you need to figure out all this Texas. I still like a gray zone for digital nomads, but yeah, something that is not very easy if you're not in one place, like dealing with one government.
Right. Awesome. Well, man, that's all the ones I had for today. So I just want to say thank you for your time, man. I appreciate it. And stay tuned. He has a channel also. If you want that information, look down below in the link information and it'll see it there. All right.
You good?